The film is about Billie Holiday, the incredible American jazz singer who died in 1959, but most famous for singing Strange Fruit, which is kind of the first protest song, the first song of the civil rights movement, although it was many years before the civil rights movement became a real thing.
Pastoral scene of the gallant South, the bulging eyes and the twisted mouth.
The story is about her life and death, told through the lens of a journalist called Linda Litnack-Cool, who across from 1968 to 1978 went on a personal journey across America in search of trying to understand more who Billie Holiday was. And on that journey she interviewed 125 people and tape recorded their voices who knew Billie Holiday, be they her childhood friends, be they the FBI agents who spent a decade trying to incarcerate Billie Holiday, be they famous musicians and singers, Tony Bennett, Count Basie, or her personal friends or her lovers.
Miss Billie Holiday.
Hey there, baby, make up your mind, 'cause I've been waiting such a long, long time.
I'd like to write something that is real, you know, really as she is.
It's like a film noir, you know, we want to know who is Billie, who is this incredible, I always want the film to open with Billie being incredibly sexy and beautiful, and we see her in Technicolor at the height of her fame, and she's like, we want to be like Billie Holiday, you know, she's everything that, you know, you imagine, and yet we know she died early, and we want to find out why, and that's what Linda wanted to understand more. What was it that drove Billie to an early grave? And so then the film sets out like a film noir. We meet eyewitness after eyewitness as we try and understand who the real Billie Holiday was and what happened to her and the society in which she lived and was fighting against. I was familiar with Billie Holiday's music and was a fan of her music, but actually it was when I heard about that there'd been this journalist called Linda who had died whilst trying to write a book about Billie Holiday, but I became fascinated and I learnt that Linda had tape recorded her interviews, but nobody knew, at least when I spoke initially, people didn't know if the tape still existed. And so the starting point for me was to find those tapes, and if those tapes existed.
I'm Jimmy Fletcher, one of the top narcotic agents in the country. Billie Holiday. She was kept under observation for years. She had been raided by police dozens of times and they never found anything. One day, I was called in the office, a confidential conversation with the supervisor, and he said, I just got a call from Anslinger. He said that Billie Holiday's agent, Joe Glazer, wants a colored agent to work with him on getting a case on Billie Holiday.
But you mean Joe Glazer wanted Billie busted?
Yes, for her own good.
What did you learn about Billie?
I think what I learned most of all was the extent to the oppression that she suffered. I mean, I didn't know how. For example, I didn't know. I knew that she's great because of Strange Fruit and she's great for musicians, but I didn't know that she's the first black singer to sing with a white band. You know, that she's breaking barriers really early on. You know, obviously I didn't know about her childhood prostitution. I didn't know about some of the circumstances of her relationships, but I think most of all I didn't know how strong she was and I didn't realize the obstacles that were in her way to achieve anything.
Yeah, also in the eyes, and almost a reflection of what she had to do in her lifetime in order to make it. The fact that Negroes did not have equal chances, this is something that she felt very deeply.
The Billie film doesn't have a political agenda, but it presents a political truth. When we were making the film, which was, you know, we finished just nearly a year ago now, it felt less political than it does now, is the truth of it. And I think that's probably just the way that the audience will react to it. It feels like it's made in response to the current situation. You know, Billy's struggles are just as resonant in today's world in America, but also for all of us addressing our history.